everyone. So as the watchers, like viewers of these videos know that every Monday, Wednesday and Friday we come up with this lecture wherein we take around 20 odd questions which are extremely crucial for the upcoming CLAT and the CUET examination. So any examination that inculcates or have this portion of static GK, all of these lecture series become very important. In these questions or in this series, what we have tried to do is that we are not teaching you per se. All we do is we get in those questions, give you four options, ask you to like get your answers correct, and then we give you an explanation. The explanation makes sure that in every question you are covering at least 5 to 7 different concepts, so that by doing those 20 questions you are getting hold on 70 to 80 odd concepts. And it's my promise, if you are following these lectures from the very beginning till the very end, I would be doing around 700 to 800 odd questions. And it's a promise, if you're following this religiously, this is going to be extremely useful for you once you are writing your examination. All I want from you is that you subscribe to the channel, like the video if you're liking it, if you like it, only if you like it. And thirdly, जैसा कि ritual है, I have to inform you, in case you're looking for a full-fledged course to prepare for the CUET 26 or the 27 examination, this is what Level Up has on offering. So this is an online course wherein you get top faculties, you get domain subjects, like all those domain subjects right from science, humanities and commerce, whatever you want. Then you get a PYQ question bank so that you can access your level of preparation. And then there is one-on-one mentorship sessions exclusively available to our learners. Fifth point is your Level Up booklet. So in case you are enrolling for an course, you would get your hard copy material delivered at your doorsteps. You don't have to worry, just send in your address and your book shall reach within 3 to 4 working days, right? And then there is this Saraswati scholarship, which is very near and dear to me also. So in case you are scoring 100 percentile in your examination, your fee would be refunded for your mehnat and hard work. Hello, so a lot of prachar has already been done now. We'll jump onto the questions now. So the first question says, according to the constitution, which of the following are fundamental for the governance of the country? I guess this is a repeated question. We have done this plenty of times. That DPSPs, Article 37 says that DPSPs are fundamental for the fundamental for the governance of our country, right? Although these DPSPs are non-justiciable. In case they are getting breached, you cannot move to the court of law. Your Article 40, 44, 47, 50 and 51 are some important DPSPs which you should read. Not to forget your Article 39A, 39B and Article 39C, which helps India to become a welfare state. So if let's say there is a question, which of the following articles or which of the following portions of the Indian Constitution helps India become a welfare state, we shall answer DPSP, because Article 39B and 39C are mentioned in the DPSPs, and DPSPs are mentioned in part 4 of the Indian Constitution. Chalo, let us move on to the next question now. So the Constitution of India recognizes what sorts of minorities? So if you have been following these lectures sincerely ever since we started uploading this is gonna be a cakewalk. I've already told you under Article 29 and 30, we talk about the rights of minorities. And I have already told you that the term that minority as a term is not defined in the Constitution, although it is mentioned. So if a question comes that is the term minority expressly mentioned in the Constitution, my answer goes yes. If it says the term minority has been defined in the Constitution, my answer says no, because it does not define it. All it does is it mentions the word minority and tells us that there are two sorts of minorities. There can be two sorts of minority. One is your linguistic minority, which means language के basis पे minority है, and second is your religious minority. So in India, we consider only two types of minority. One is linguistic and one is religious. Linguistic means language, religion तो आप जानते ही हैं. So the question is, the Constitution of India recognizes, so that is that religious and linguistic minorities. Mind you, the term minority is mentioned in the Constitution, but it is not defined. Now coming on to the third question. The third question says the parliament consists of a cakewalk question. We have done it n number of times. So the article 79 of the Indian constitution says, the article 79 of the Indian constitution talks about parliament. When I say parliament, it comprises of three things, right? It comprises of the Lok Sabha, it comprises of the Rajya Sabha, and it comprises of the president of India. So if a law, if let's say if a bill has to become a law, or let's say an act, it has to be passed by all of these three things, right? Lok Sabha, Rajya Sabha, and the president of India. Where is the president mentioned? The president is mentioned under article 52, that there shall be a president of India. Now the question says the term parliament comprises of, सबसे मैं यही तो बोल रहा हूँ, Lok Sabha, Rajya Sabha, and the president of India under article 79, right? Under article 79. Chalo. Now coming on to the fourth question, which of the following schedule is amended when the new state is formed? देखो, I will purposely not discuss this question on length. The reason I will purposely not discuss this question on length. Reason being, this has already been discussed very elaborate in a very elaborate previous, right? So there is this short video kept on our YouTube channel. You can go and check it out. And there is a video of around 4-5 minutes specifically for the schedules. And schedules are extremely important for your examination. Every year you might find at least 2 questions coming from the schedule. Initially there were 8 schedules. Currently there are 12 schedules. When I say schedule, it means list. So in the Constitution of India, there are 12 such lists. Every list becomes important right from schedule 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. Every schedule is important. You've got questions from every schedule, right from schedule 4 to schedule 5 to schedule 9 to schedule 12, and every schedule becomes very, very, very important. Now which of the following schedule is amended when the news, अभी बता रखा है, आपको बता रखा है, आप इसको देखो जाके प्लीज उस वीडियो को देखें. शेड्यूल 1 में मैंने बता रखा है, it mentions the name of all the states and union territories. States and union territories. So the answer is first schedule. The answer is first schedule. The purpose of inclusion of DPSPs is to establish both social and economic democracy. Both social and economic democracy. If you will visit the previous lecture, we had a detailed discussion about preamble. In preamble, when we were reading justice, that justice is of 3 forms: social, economical, and political justice. The concept of justice has been taken from USSR, which is currently Russia. So in India, the concept of social and economic justice is being met through DPSPs, while the concept of political justice is being met through fundamental rights. So your question is being answered from this very flowchart only. Chalo. Now let us move on to the next question. The idea of concurrent list. Now in India, there is this schedule by the name Schedule 7, right? Schedules, please पढ़ लीजिएगा. Schedule 7 talks about the 3 lists. So there are certain items under which the central government can make a law. There are certain items under which only the state government can make the law. And there are certain items on which both center and state can make the law, right? So we have more than 100 plus things placed here, around 52 here and around 47 here. Please check it once, I'm not confirming, right? So items mentioned in the central list will be legislated by the Parliament of India. Items mentioned in the state list, or let's say list 2, will be legislated by the state governments, and items which are mentioned in the concurrent list can be legislated by both central and state. Very few, like some prominent examples from the concurrent list are your education thing. On education, both the central and state can make law. Central government, when I'll say AIMS and IITs are made by central government, while primary schools are made by state government. Test is something on which both of these work. Weights and measures is something on which both of these work, right? So there are plenty of things. Health पे दोनों काम करते हैं, लैंड पे भी दोनों काम कर लेते हैं. एग्रीकल्चर लैंड है तो आप सेंट्रल गवर्नमेंट से पूछोगे, नॉन एग्रीकल्चर लैंड है तो स्टेट गवर्नमेंट ही बना देगी कानून. ये जो कॉन्करेंट लिस्ट का लफड़ा है हमने ऑस्ट्रेलिया से लिया हुआ. दिस इज समथिंग विच यू हैव टू रेक्टिफाई. इसको रटी सकते हो, इसमें और कुछ नहीं कर सकते. चलो. Prohibition of child labor is mentioned in Article 23. So I have told you many a times that human trafficking, right against exploitation, all of these rights are mentioned in 23 and 24. Child labor is specifically mentioned in 23. So that is that. Move on to the next question. Who among the following was the chairman of the Union Constitution Committee? अभी देखो रटना पड़ता है. यूनियन कॉन्स्टिट्यूशन कमेटी के जो चेयरमैन थे वो थे तो वैसे नेहरू साहब, और स्टेट कॉन्स्टिट्यूशन कमेटी के थे तुम्हारे सरदार पटेल जी. ऑप्शन में नहीं है, बट यहाँ पे नेहरू जी आंसर है. इसको एक बार पढ़ लेंगे, है ना. ये आपको पढ़ के जाना है, ये लिस्ट प्लीज पढ़ के जाइएगा हमारे इस, और प्लीज पढ़ लीजिएगा. सारे नहीं पढ़ने. ऑप्शन कमेटी याद रखो, कल्चर वाला दिया होगा, देखिए यहाँ पे राजेंद्र प्रसाद वाला, ये 2-4 याद रखें, बट नहीं भी याद रहता तो कोई बात नहीं, क्वेश्चन याद रखें। यूनियन कॉन्स्टिट्यूशन कमेटी किसकी थी? JL नेहरू की। फंडामेंटल राइट्स पे कमेटी में सरदार पटेल थे। विच इज द फॉलोइंग अमेंडमेंट ऑफ द, अभी यार ये देखो इसने टाइपिंग कुछ गलत किया हुआ है, पर कोई बात नहीं, आप ऐसे समझिए। गवर्नमेंट के 3 ऑर्गन्स है ना, लेजिस्लेचर, एग्जीक्यूटिव और जुडिशरी। अब लेजिस्लेचर में जिसके पास मेजोरिटी आ जाती है सीट्स की, वो एग्जीक्यूटिव में अपनी सरकार बना लेता है। तो पहले क्या होता था, हम लोग ज़्यादा से ज़्यादा लोगों को अपनी मेजोरिटी प्रूव करने के लिए ले आते थे, फिर उनको मिनिस्टर बनाने का लालच दे देते थे। तो इस चीज़ को ना 2003 में रोका गया। 2003 में बोला गया कि भाई ओनली 15% ऑफ द स्ट्रेंथ ऑफ लोकसभा कैन बी मिनिस्टर्स, कैन बी मिनिस्टर्स। मतलब अभी लोकसभा की जो करंट स्ट्रेंथ है वो है 543। if you will get 15% of 543, this will be somewhere around 82. So not more than 82 people can be a minister at the central level. This amendment was brought in by the 91st Constitutional Amendment Act of 2003. So this is your answer. This is your answer. Option A becomes your answer. A lot of people might be thinking I am too quick, too fast, but this is a revision sort of a session. I am not taking your fundamental course, right? अगर आपको लगता है कि नहीं आपको मजा आता है तो there is this specific course of the Indian Constitution priced at a very nominal rate. In case you want to prepare, you can go and buy it. So it's like very nominal, and I have taught you complete constitution there, right from your basics to your advanced level. चलो, which of the following is not a fundamental rights? Now fundamental duty की बात करें, fundamental duty कहाँ mentioned है? So your fundamental duties are mentioned in part 4A, है ना? Your fundamental duties were introduced by the Sardar Swarna Singh Committee by the 42nd Constitutional Amendment Act 1976. Initially there were 10 fundamental duties, but in the year 2002 by the 86th Constitutional Amendment Act, by the 86th Constitutional Amendment Act, one more fundamental duty was added, which was about education. So currently we have 11 fundamental duties. Currently we have 11 fundamental duties. ये आपको याद ही रखनी पड़ेंगी. Vote in public election is not a fundamental duty. Voting is a legal right, or you can say voting is also a constitutional right, because it is mentioned under Article 326 of the Indian Constitution, wherein it says anyone who is above the age of 18 is eligible to vote. Earlier the voting age was 21, it was reduced to 18 by the 61st Constitutional Amendment Act of 1989. Everything I have told, everything I write is a question in itself. So please make sure that you are having your own handwritten notes for this. Chalo. Right to vote is a constitutional right under Article 3C. So your right to vote is mentioned under Article 326 of the Indian Constitution, where it specifically says anyone who is race, religion, caste, sex and place of birth will be eligible to. Voting age was 21. It was reduced to 18 by the 61st Constitutional Amendment Act of 1989 under Mr. Rajiv Gandhi ji. So your right to vote, since is mentioned in the Constitution, where is it mentioned? Under Article 326, hence it becomes a constitutional right. Hence it becomes a constitutional right. Very simple question, has been asked in the examination multiple times. Please make sure that you have a grip of it. Chalo. The distribution of power between center and state in the Constitution is based on the Government of India Act 1935. Something to be ratified. Economic justice, अभी मैंने बताया था. Justice 3 type की taken from USSR, socio-economic, political. Socio-economic justice met through the DPSPs, political justice met through the fundamental rights. It is talking about economic justice, hence your answer should be DPSPs and preamble, because preamble में तो लिखा ही है socio-economic justice, और DPSPs में ये meet हो रहा है. समझ में आ रहा है? देखो हमने जस्टिस 3 फॉर्म की मानी है, सोशियो इकोनॉमिक, पॉलिटिकल. जस्टिस का कॉन्सेप्ट लिया है यूएसएसआर से. सोशियो और इकोनॉमिक जस्टिस हमारी मीट होती है कहाँ से? डीपीएसपी, और दूसरा प्रियम्बल. प्रियम्बल क्योंकि प्रियम्बल में तो लिखा जस्टिस सोशियो इकोनॉमिक. पॉलिटिकल जस्टिस है, ये हमें फंडामेंटल राइट से मीट होती है और प्रियम्बल से मीट हो जाती है, क्योंकि प्रियम्बल में तो लिखा ही हुआ है स्टेटमेंट, एंड फंडामेंटल राइट्स आर themselves there. So your answer would be DPSPs and economic पूछा है, DPSP and preamble. So DPSP and preamble, where do we find it? DPSPs and preamble. So option B becomes your correct answer. Chalo, now your preamble is something which I taught you at length on Wednesday. You can check out the video. And then there's this, I guess, no. So we have 2 more questions, no, 3, 4, 5 more questions. Chalo. We'll do this. In the constitution, the promotion of international peace and security is mentioned under DPSP Article 51. Please, I have told you multiple times, right? Article 51, and 51 will come under DPSP because DPSPs are from 36 to 51. Which of the following is the custodian of the constitution? Now, who protects the constitution? In case the legislature make a law which is violative of the constitution, where do you go? So I'll go to the Supreme Court or High Court under 226 or 32. So if there is a law which is violating the constitution per se, where do I knock? Like, whose door do I knock? I'll knock the door of Supreme Court. Court of India is the custodian of the Indian constitution because of Article 32. The reason why B.R. Ambedkar ji said Article 32 is the heart and soul of the Indian constitution. 32 is also known by the name right to constitutional remedies. In case my constitutional rights are getting breached, I may approach the courts of court, that is Supreme Court. To uphold, protect the sovereignty, unity and integrity of India is mentioned in the preamble. Preamble वाला क्वेश्चन देखो जाके, बहुत डिटेल में बताया है कि जो सोशलिस्ट वर्ड है, जो सेक्युलर वर्ड है और जो इंटीग्रिटी नाम का वर्ड है, ये जो तीनों वर्ड्स हैं, ये तीनों हमने एक ही जगह से लिए हैं, एक ही जगह से आए हैं, विच वॉज फ्रॉम द 42nd कॉन्स्टिट्यूशनल अमेंडमेंट एक्ट ऑफ 1976, ऑल्सो कॉल्ड एज द मिनी कॉन्स्टिट्यूशन, इंट्रोड्यूस्ड बाय श्री इंदिरा गांधी जी। इसी में जो गलतियां की गई थी उनको 44 was only through the 42nd constitution that fundamental duties were introduced, right? So we are understanding. I hope this is helping you. So let us move on to the next question now. Which of the following is not embodied in the preamble? So there are five types of liberties: liberty of thought, belief, faith, expression and worship. Economic liberty is something which is not mentioned. You have to read the preamble with a very keen eye to solve this question. So there is liberty of thought, belief, faith and worship. So there are 5 types of liberties. There's no mention of economic liberty in the Indian constitution. So preamble is something which I have taught you like बहुत अच्छे से. Just watch the previous video. Date mentioned in the preamble ध्यान से बताया था 26 नवंबर, याद रखना, यहाँ भी लिखा भी हुआ है, this 26th day of November 1949. So that is that. I hope you are liking this initiative. In case you are looking for a full-fledged course, अच्छा, one more thing, this course is available offline also. So in case you want to prepare offline, you are more than welcome in Lucknow. So this is the course. In case you are loving these lectures, liking the way how we are talking, of like the way we are teaching, the amount of content that we try to deliver in the least possible time, you can avail the courses on the app or give us a call on the number given in the description. I'll see you on Monday now. I hope you're liking this series. If you are liking it, all I want in return is that you subscribe to the channel, like it and share it to the people who may need it. Thank you so much for now. See you on Monday. Chalo.